there guys, and welcome back. I bet you are wondering why I look really freaky with just my eye makeup done. That is because this week I'm going to review a foundation. I'm going to review the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Now I got this in it's a birthday present a couple of weeks ago, and this is my very first time trying it. I've not tried it before or anything, so I'm going to let you know how I get on with this foundation and what I really think of it. I've not watched any reviews on it or anything. I've seen that it on Instagram and whatnot is what made me want to buy it. People saying it's amazing, it's a ride or die, it's so worth the money because it is an expensive foundation. So we're going to see if this is worth the money, and yeah, let's jump right into it. So I have already primed with my Illamasqua primer. This is like a gel primer. It's a water-based primer and the foundation is water-based as well. I do it that kind of way because I always find that they do work better. They don't separate as well if you use kind of the same ingredients. If it was a silicone based foundation, I'd use silicone based primer. So I got this in the shade 2 Neutral. So let's give it a little pump, shall we? I'm going to put this in with a beauty blender. Right, so I've done 2 pumps. It's a little bit liquidy. That's the colour right there. I think that'd be a fair match. And I'm just going to take this, I think it's a Beauty Works beauty sponge, I'm not sure at this point. And I do have this huge spot here as well, so we're going to see if it can cover that bad boy up. So let's give it a go. And obviously we're going to see how other products perform on top of it. That is just like a little dip in there, and that is covered quite a lot. Can it cover it? Can it cover it? It doesn't have a smell or anything. I know some foundations can have a bit of a smell, do you know what I mean? It's difficult when you're buying online as well to know which colour is going to suit you, but I think this, obviously it looks quite pale right now, but once I've bronzed it up and everything, it is going to look okay. I mean, that is pretty covered, and that is just like 2 little pumps. That is really high coverage. A matte foundation is definitely matte. It's pretty much covered that up. So it's quite difficult to tell online what is going to be the best colour for you. It's not like we can go to the shops at the moment and find out. So I'm going to do 1 more pump. I'm going to take, I always take a little brush and do around my eyebrows. On that brush there, just a Beauty Bay brush, and because I do my eyebrows first, I find that this is the best way of doing it without getting it all in my eyebrows. And then I'll take the small bit of the blender and just give that a little browse. You can always go back in with that brush and fluff that through a bit. Make sure I've got all in here. This is a good coverage. It's definitely a full coverage. It says on the box, full coverage foundation for a flawless matte long-lasting finish. Apply your Airbrush Flawless Foundation, blending outwards from the centre of the face for a flawless airbrush finish, which is what we did. We went outwards and upwards. So I'm just going to use the rest of what I've got on my hand. So this is just, I think the first pump was like 1.5, 2 pumps, and I've just gone over again just to see what kind of coverage we get with 3. Whether you can layer it up if you want to go mad on the coverage. But I am liking this right now. I really am. But it depends how long it lasts for a £30 odd foundation. I think it was 30. Let me check how much it was. Okay, so it was £34, which I think is a hefty price tag for a foundation. Not gonna lie. But if it lasts a good long time, then you know, it may be worth it. We don't have to keep topping up or anything like that. It has pretty much covered that spot there. It's covered all the redness on it, and obviously you can still see the lump. It's still a lump, you know. It's not gonna make my spot disappear, is it? Magic. So that is the foundation on. I think it looks good. It's pretty flawless, but yeah, I'm liking that. It pretty much matches. Maybe a little bit on the light side, but we can make it work with a little bit of bronzer. So, concealer. I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape, my old favourite. And I'm just going to see how that performs. And a little beauty sponge, and just tap that in. And take that brush that I used for doing around the eyebrows and just make sure that gets right in there. I do like to do one eye at a time with the Tarte Shape Tape because I find for me that it dries down very quickly. Look at the difference. Come on. Don't look like an old hag anymore. Again, just pat that in with a small blender. So we're going to put this to the test and see how, we're going to put every product on it we can possibly think of and see how it performs. So I'm going to do down the nose with the concealer that's now turned into my highlighter, and my forehead. Now that's done quite well on there, and my chin. So I'm going to set the face, and I'm going to set the face with my Revolution Bake and Finish Luxury Baking Powder. I'm not going to bake too much because I don't want to feel too heavy. At the moment it feels nice, doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel cakey or anything, but I don't want it to start to feel that way. I'm going to put some of this on here, and I'm going to take this Real Techniques fluffy brush, and I'm just going to very, very lightly pat that in. Now I feel like light is the way to go when putting products on top of it, because it did feel like if I was going heavy, like it would drag a little bit. But obviously we pat and then we lightly blend it. I think that looks nice. That's the powder on top. That's looking quite good. I'm kind of comfortable in my chair. Okay, so I'm just going to take a smaller fluffy brush and I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my under eye. I'm not going to bake it too much because, oh, put myself in the eye with that brush. That concealer is quite a heavy concealer and I don't feel like it needs a bake. I think that's looking good. That's looking really good. So let's bronze. I'm going to take my MAC medium mineralized skin finish, and that is that there, and I'm just going to bronze up a little bit with that. Just put down a little bit and then put that back through. I love these mineralized skin finishes from MAC. Like everything's going everywhere right now. I'm just going to do a little bit on the nose and then the forehead. So it's just giving me a very, very light bronze. I'm going to contour as well. It's looking good so far, I think anyway. So contour, I'm going to take my old favourite Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit in light to medium. That is what that looks like there. And what I like to do is I'm going to take this PC15 brush and I'm just going to brush across all of those. Give it a little tap off and contour with that very lightly. Just so light, and then blend it back because I don't want the line to be really harsh, but you know, I want to look like I've got a contour. A bit here, just what's left over. Give myself a jaw. And what I like to do is like to take the middle shade and just tap that in and just do my forehead with that, just lightly. I mean, all of these products are performing very well on top of it. So I think we're suitably bronzed and contoured. So, blush. Love a good blush. I'm going to go in with this Olivia Hale blush. Now, I love this brush. It's not a brush, it's a blush. I love this blush and it was so cheap. It cost like, it was like £1 or something like that. It wasn't a lot at all, but I got this from Home Bargains and I'm just going to tap that in. And of all the things that I bought, I think this probably was one of the most favourite ones. So even this cheaper product, yeah, I wouldn't even call it drugstore because I got it from Home Bargains, which is like obviously a shop where you go to get your cleaning products and things like that, decorating bits, and just a general everyday all round shop. But look how pigmented. I think I've gone a little bit far with that, so I'm going to bring that down a little bit. I'm just going to blend that up to my temples. I'm loving blusher at my temples at the moment, not gonna lie. But yeah, even that is performing well with it. Everything should perform well with it for the price. I'll take my big brush and just bring that down slightly because that looks like a lot. So I'm just going to go back in with a little bit more of that contour to help bring that blusher down a bit more. I mean, I fetched it down quite a lot, I've blended that in quite a lot, but see what I mean about it being like so pigmented. You just need such a light hand. It's crazy. It's so crazy. So, highlighter. I'm going to dig out a really, really old favourite palette, Carly Bible BH Cosmetics palette. I love this highlighter in here, and I think with the look that I've got and the really pink cheeks, it's going to look super nice. So, I'm just going to highlight with that. So really using like a complete mix-up of high-end and drugstore products. That looks really nice now. I'm really loving it. Loving it. That is so nice. Do my lip, nose, a little bit more on the cheekbones because I love highlighter. It's just amazing. Love it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and put a bit of lippy on, and I'm going to come right back and let you know what I thought of this foundation, and then I will come back later on and let you know how it's lasted. But it is looking pretty flawless. So guys, this is the finished look. I've gone for a bold lip because I can, but I think this foundation looks really nice. It's not started to cake, it's not started to crease, it has more or less covered this weird spot up here that I've got on my cheekbone for some reason. I don't think I've ever had a spot there. But yeah, I think it looks really nice. £34 and you get 30ml. Is it worth the money? I don't know yet. But I will let you know when I've had it on a while and see how it fares when I'm moving around and I'm doing things. You know, we are just all stuck in the house, so I'm gonna go and do, you know, housey things. I'm gonna change the bedding and whatnot. I would say cook the dinner, but I don't generally cook. Not to poison anyone, but I think it looks really nice. It's gone on flawlessly. It is a full coverage foundation, no doubt about that. It is full coverage and it is matte. It doesn't feel heavy though, and it doesn't feel cakey. It feels nice. It feels nice on the skin. Don't feel like it's too much. I feel like it's turned out really well. All the other products went on amazingly on top of it, and I used a whole mix of products. I used a Makeup Revolution powder. I used a Olivia Hale blusher, which is like £1, and I used Anastasia and MAC contour. So, you know, both high-end and drugstore products went well on top of it. The whole mix of products all went well on top of the foundation. So yeah, I will check in later, guys. It's late. It's currently 5:15, and I've had it on about an hour, maybe a little bit longer. So we'll see how it goes in a few hours. I'm generally staying up late these days because I don't have anywhere to be in the mornings apart from homeschool, and you know that doesn't have to start bang on 9 o'clock. But yeah, I will check in later with you guys and we'll see how we get on. So guys, this has been on for about 6 hours now. It is 11:15 at night, so about 6.5 hours, and it's looking pretty good. I'll just bring you in there. I've not powdered or anything. I think it's looking good. No separation on the forehead. I know I've not really been and done anything, but I've cleaned up and we've done dinner and all that type of stuff, so it's kind of been put through its paces a little bit because I've been moving around, and I think it's done really well. One thing my husband did say though, he did say, sorry if this is wobbly, because I'm just holding the camera, he did say that it looked a little bit heavy. So he said it still looked nice, it just looked a little bit heavy. Now I didn't think it did, but he thought it did. Whether he's not used to me seeing me with heavy foundation on anymore because I've not really wore any through lockdowns remains to be seen. But I think it looks really nice. So yeah, Chralotte Tilbury foundation is getting a thumbs up from me. So guys, if you do like these videos, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and don't forget to hit the like button, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.